Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Tati, back at it for another one. It is actually 8 o'clock. I have about 30 minutes to get ready, so I thought I would get ready with y'all. I'm gonna do something really basic, so let's get into it. I'm gonna start off by using this hydrating primer because I'm using a pretty mattifying product, and yesterday it was a disaster when I tried it. That video should be up before this one, but y'all, oh my goodness. You want to take a good amount of your baby skin and put that on your face. I'm probably going to lift the products up, show you what I'm using, or have it in the description box so y'all can see, and then that way this can go by a lot faster. The chit chat I want to talk about today is, like, I don't know, it's a little sensitive of a topic, and so I was trying to see how to address it. But basically what I want to talk about is oppressed people can be oppressors. And people like have a really hard time seeing this. As a black woman, I swear that's the easiest way to see it, because black men understand oppression. But then when you start bringing in sexism and rape culture, they start using the same tactics that white men use. They start all lives mattering issues. Same thing with colorism too sometimes. Sometimes with colorism, light-skinned people understand, discrimination until it comes to colorism, and then it's we all black and let's just all be one, when that's not the reality. And because both groups, colorists or black men, are black, so they understand how undermining all lives matter is to the movement, but yet you do it to your own people. We're not talking about what should be. We all know that all lives should matter. We all know that we all are black. But that's not what we're talking about right now. That's not the fact. The fact is not that. It's insensitive. Like, people wonder, I'll use black men, for example. Black men usually wonder why we feel attacked, or why black women feel like we're not supported by them and all of these other things. And it's like, if somebody come to you and tell you their issue, and then you say, well, we all got issues, they're not going to want to come back to you and tell you any issues after that. Nobody wants to come back to somebody who says, well, that's like, we all got issues. Look at my issues. No, this is not the Struggle Olympics. I'm not going to put all the blame on black men. Let me not do that. But let me say this. We have plenty of stories of black men. We have plenty of narratives of black men. When we look at the crack epidemic, we don't necessarily look at how it tore away mothers from their homes. We still expect women to be mothers. We don't look at certain things of how the war on drugs did to women. It's mostly men that got locked up, right? It's mostly men that we look at like addicts with the system. We don't look at the criminalization of women. Do we? We don't look at that. And when it is time, it's like, oh, well, we get criminalized too. We get locked up just as y'all do. That is true. And this is my thing. Nobody's saying what you're saying is not true. Nobody's saying that you are not also oppressed. What we're doing is saying, okay, what about this? And you understand that. You understand that as an oppressed person. You cannot tell me that you don't get that. That you don't get the importance of looking at the other aspect. It's simply using all lives matter. We're saying that this is an issue that doesn't get enough light. Do all issues in this area matter? Yes, every issue in this area matters. Everyone. But obviously, this group isn't getting enough attention. So let's shift the focus from here for a little bit and move it to here so it can be more balanced. You want all things to be equal? How do we make all things equal? Let's talk about that. When we shift the focus, the answer is always, well, we should focus on everybody. We should do everybody. How do you focus on everybody? If one group is at a disadvantage and is receiving either all the negative attention, or maybe their struggle is being ignored while this group is receiving all the attention, what do? How do you make it equal? By taking some of that attention or some of what's going on over there and placing it over here. By saying my life also matters. By saying it doesn't matter what I was wearing. By saying I need to see dark-skinned people in this area. As people, sometimes because we're oppressed, it's really hard for us to acknowledge other people's struggles. It's really hard to acknowledge the fact that we can also be oppressors. If you're a man, you have privilege. It doesn't matter what kind of man you are. If you are a man, you have some type of male privilege. Just because you're a man. That's just what it is. Sexism is a thing. Men are here, women are here. Pay, all of that, statistics, call it how you see it. If you are non-black or you're non-minority, you're a white person, you have privilege. That's just, call it how you see it. Minorities, there's a disparity between those two groups. If you are lighter complexion, and this is for most races, maybe not white people. White people are sometimes the exception, but for most cases, most minorities, if you are darker, dark skin, light skin, there's a disparity between those groups. If you are a straight person, there is an amount of privilege that you hold. Straight people, people who are not in that category of straight, of heterosexual. That's just what it is. Everybody holds, not everybody, because some people fall in all these categories, but there's some level of privilege that a lot of people have. Those who are oppressed, sometimes we have, you know, privileges that we don't want to pay attention to. That's a part of the problem. Instead of acknowledging somebody else's problem that is very similar to your own, discrimination, a lot of the same tactics are used. You go and use the same tactic. You go and deflect, whether it's women or whatever group, this group that does not include your specific discrimination is saying, hey, can we focus on this? This is not focused on. And you come in and say, well, from your privileged standpoint, everybody should be focused on. Everybody. When it's clear that everybody is not being focused on, everybody should be focused on, everybody should be equal, but everybody is not. As a person who is oppressed, I'm not about to argue with you with that because you know what you're doing. You should understand it. At this point, you're being willfully ignorant. When you decide to ignore somebody else's struggle, especially as an oppressed person, I could see if you was, 1% white, male, who was straight, who is all American, all of that, then maybe you can't get it because you ain't you're on that level of all of that. But as somebody who has any level of oppression, whether it's I came from poverty, whether it is I'm darker skinned, whether it is I'm gay, I'm a woman, whatever it is, you understand oppression because you face it. Yeah, I have a saying, I always say it. It is hard. It is hard for oppressed people to see that they can be oppressors. They do it a lot. Even, I'll give an example of like body shaming. There were a group of people who were mad because some dance team did not allow people who are bigger, or just now started allowing people who are bigger to be a part of their members. And that group was mad, which they have every right to be, because you're discriminating against them because of their size, right? So then people start telling the people who are bigger, who are upset about this, that they should be creating their own spaces and they shouldn't be mad because of this and yada, yada, yada. And a lot of these people, by the way, are black people. So how would you feel if you're mad because white people won't let you be on their team, whatever team it is, they won't let you be on their dance team, and somebody said, well, go create your own dance team? You'd be a little upset, right? Because that's not inclusive. We had a whole civil rights movement, which was a lot of, getting our rights together, but desegregation, of coming together, whether you agree with it or not. So as a black person, you should understand that. But we decide what we want to understand. And that's when stuff gets a little tricky. And you have to watch those people who pick and choose what struggle they want to pay attention to. Because those people, they're wolves in sheep clothing. They'll make you think that they're for you. They'll make you think that they understand your struggle, that they get it, sis, that we in this together. We all are oppressed. But then when it comes to oppression that don't include them, they're the first ones to go right there with the oppressor and be like, I'm about to say my face. It's not helpful. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people who have told you that what your tactics that you're using are not helpful. And you still decide to use the tactics of an oppressor. I think it's insensitive. I think that it's undermining, and I think that it's insultive. It's very insulting because you know what you're doing. And a lot of times people try to flip it like, I'm not trying to be. Yes, you are. You know what you're doing. You are using the same tactics, making you an oppressor. And ain't that crazy? Same people that's fighting for justice turn out to be the same people you got to fight against. Same people that's oppressing you. Yeah, I'm really trying to finish on my face. Yeah, I got about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes left. Okay, y'all. So, that's mainly what I had to talk about. I went to sleep with no bonnet on, with nothing on. My hair was already shrunken. So, this is what we have. We're going to do something to this hair. What? I don't know. So, this is my basic look. And yeah, I just need to do something basic because I want to talk to y'all. I haven't done a chit chat in so long. It feels like I didn't do some reviews. I didn't try to do a little vlog and stuff like that. But I just want to get back to my roots. That's the end of this video. If you like this video, like my content, and like my potato face, give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and share it with other people too so that they can, you know, discover the potato family. And, I mean, was you gonna leave? Was you about to say bye-bye? No. Stop what you're doing. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and watch some more videos so you can go and join this potato family. Rude. As I was saying, go ahead and subscribe so you can join this potato family. You know what you're doing in this situation. You know that you all lives matter in this issue. You know what that means.